Actually, I think I wore this scarf last time. I have other ones. I don't know why I'm wearing the same one. Today, we are doing the Reflections and Resolutions writing tag. I was tagged by Kim Chance. Her video is linked down below. I wasn't really gonna do a resolutions or goals video or anything, but I liked this tag. And I liked that it was a different format. It wasn't just me making another video about like how to meet your goals or something. So I thought this would be a fun bonus video to do if I can find the questions. So I'm just gonna jump right in with all the questions. Again, Kim's video is linked down below. Oh my gosh, some people, I just don't even know. Okay, let's turn the internet back off because I'm getting too much stuff. All right, number one, this is for the reflections. This is me reflecting on 2018, which I can't believe 2018 is over. So much happened. Okay, number one, what was your standout writer moment or memory in 2018? This was definitely publishing the Elysian Prophecy. You guys have probably seen the video where it didn't exactly go to plan everything. I think that is not a rare occurrence for other writers. I think that happens to a lot of other people, but I do have a video. I'm gonna try to link it up in the iCards, all about that if you haven't watched it. But that was definitely like seeing my book in person. I actually have it on the floor. Don't ask me why it's on the floor. But yeah, seeing your book in person is just like amazing. I like, as a writer and as somebody who I'm sure most of you can relate to this, you've been dreaming about seeing your book like in physical form forever, and finally seeing it is just amazing. Having people read it, people leave good reviews, people like messaging me, telling me that they loved it. It's like makes you anxious and nervous and scared all at the same time, but excited most of all. So that was definitely best standout moment, is publishing this little baby. I swear I'll get the second one out soon. I just chucked it back on the floor. All right, number two, name one way you've surpassed your own expectations. So for me, this wasn't like one thing that I did to surpass my expectations, but I published a novel, a novella. I outlined the second book in the Elysian Prophecy series. I nearly finished the outline for that. And then I created a writing course, all in 2018. I feel like those are like huge things, and that's not even all the little things that we did. All of that was while working a full-time job and being pregnant. Actually, I wonder if I can give you guys a little, I can't back up, but yeah, minus all the dog hair, 34 weeks pregnant. That is insane. That's insane. In about 6 weeks, I'm gonna have a little baby, a little writer. Okay. Number three, name something you've experimented with this year. Example, writing at a different time of day. I experimented this year with my novella. It's the first time I've written anything shorter than a full-length novel, or tried to write anything shorter than a full-length novel. And I experimented with a lot of little things in that. So I kind of tweaked my outlining process. I changed basically how far in depth I go on my outline, using different outlining resources. So that was the first one that I used the Anatomy of Story with. I sort of changed my editing method with that one. I just experimented with a lot of little things in my writing process with my novella because it's a shorter, it's just a shorter work. So it's easier to do those things without it having a huge impact and without it taking so long to figure out whether or not you like it. So like for the editing process, for the Elysian Prophecy, I tried a bunch of different things, or it's almost like I tried to tweak a couple things, but it's just such a long, drawn out process that you get tired of it almost. And if you don't end up liking it, if it doesn't end up working for you, like that, whatever that tweak was that you made, you're kind of in it for a while, or it's just not very motivating when you're in the middle of editing and you're like, oh, I have to change my process. Like, so the novella was definitely a good one. I recommend trying to write a novella if you've only ever written novels, because you can tweak things easily like that. Number four, is there anything you weren't proud of in the past year that you'd like to improve upon? One of them is my YouTube presence. And then staying accountable to the promises that I make. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do this. This one kind of applies more to right now to my Patreon page. If you are a patron, thank you very much for being a patron. I'm sorry. I will get to my commitments. I'm catching up on everything. But yeah, kind of just staying up with my commitments. My YouTube presence is one of them. I like to say I publish new writing videos every week, like every Wednesday, but that kind of has been on and off. Now I have a little bit of a better excuse because I'm pregnant. But yeah, that's something that I want to get better about. I want to have a more consistent YouTube schedule. Actually, that one doesn't really have anything to do with writing, but you know, whatever. Number 5, what's the biggest struggle you've had to overcome this year, and what advice would you give to writers in the same position? The biggest struggle I've had is fatigue from being pregnant, because I'm not like a super energetic person, I feel, but I haven't ever had to struggle with like really bad fatigue since being pregnant, especially like literally, I think the whole first month that I was pregnant, I didn't have any energy. Part of it was low iron levels, so once we got that sorted out, thankfully I got more energy, but up until then, I couldn't do anything. It took all my energy just to go to work every day, and that was it. I would come home and just lay on the couch all day. It was like, I couldn't even make myself sleep. I couldn't like fall asleep. I wasn't sleepy, but it was just, I was physically exhausted. It felt like somebody just pulled a cork out from underneath me and like all of my life energy had drained out. But that didn't last long. Some things I can recommend if you're in a similar situation is to take care of your body. So for me, like I said, it was low iron levels. So once we got that sorted out, I got more energy. And I'm used to coming home from work and doing this, my YouTube stuff, my business stuff, like juggling a million other different things, and then my writing, trying to do my writing on top of that. So I'm used to like go, go, go. And this was something that my husband noticed in that month. He's like, whoa, like pregnancy has hit you. But yeah, I recommend like, you know, maybe if you're super fatigued, get your hormones checked, or get your nutrition, your like vitamins and mineral levels checked, just to make sure everything's good. Drink plenty of water also, because that's a huge energy suck. I'm actually tired, really tired right now. We've been going a lot in the last couple weeks, which is why I missed last week's video. Kind of got me off schedule. Number 6, what's the most important lesson you learned this year? Consistency. I am like an all or nothing person. It's like I have to hyper focus on one thing. So this is a new thing that I'm trying, because there's sort of conflicting messages out there about this specific topic, but I'm trying to be consistent about like my YouTube, or writing every day, instead of like trying to just crunch it all into one little bit. So I want to try to keep it more even, the things that I do. I tend to have seasons up until now of like focusing on my YouTube channel, and then I'll focus on, like I just did the course, so I focused on that for a while, or I'll focus on writing or whatever it may be, or like publishing. So I want to try to do things a little more consistently this coming year, because last year that didn't work out so well for me. But it's good to know, the silver lining for that is that now I know I need to be a little more consistent, it seems. So we'll see how that goes. All right, 2019 resolutions. From here on is 2019 resolutions. So looking forward. Number 7, do you like to set resolutions for yourself? How do you usually set goals throughout the year? I don't really like to do resolutions, because I just don't really keep up with it. Resolutions and goals are totally different, but resolutions, I just don't, if I set them, a lot of times I don't end up looking at them again. Even if I do end up like meeting them kind of on accident, it's not because it was a New Year's resolution that I did end up meeting it. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then how do you usually set goals throughout the year? I'm trying something new this year, and that is weekly check-ins with my goals. So making all my goals for the year, I have like this cute little vision board. Actually is the screensaver for my phone. So I'm using that, and I'm gonna do weekly check-ins with my goals to see like if I've worked on each one of them, if I'm kind of on track, like how things are going, and maybe like journal that out and see how it's gonna go. I usually set like big kind of goals for what I see happening in the year and what I would like to happen during the year, and then I kind of break those up into like, okay, halfway through the year, what do I need to have done? Like a quarter of the way, what do I need to have done? And I try to break them up that way. Number 8, I'm like getting heavily fatigued. Like pry my eyeballs open. what projects are you looking forward to working on in 2019? Definitely the Elysian Prophecy #2, possibly working a little bit on the 3rd book in the series, Pending Baby, and also if I don't get pulled in another direction on a different series, because I have one I've been dying to work on. But I know for sure there's at least 3 books in the Elysian Prophecy series. There might be more. And then also I have a couple secret projects that I want to work on this year that I'm really excited about. Some things that may help Steven and I with some personal goals that we have, to basically travel and see the country a little bit more in our RV. So those are super exciting. Yeah, 2019 should be a good year. And then definitely I should mention the biggest project is being a mom. I'm about to be a mom in like 6 weeks and that's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm still like, I just spent all day yesterday watching all the baby clothes and like getting everything ready, and started packing my hospital bags. So things are getting closer, and it's gonna be my life project, being a mom. What's your biggest, number 9, what's your biggest writer goal / resolution for 2019? This is to write every day. Like I said, I want to try to be more consistent. And actually this past week I didn't do too well because we had a lot of busy stuff going on at the house. But I've liked it the other weeks that I've done it this year. I've really, really liked it because it's almost like it's so much harder, or it's so much easier to not burn out when you're doing it consistently, because I tend to be like, oh crap, I wanted to have my book written by April, and it's like I've got 3 weeks. Right, until my eyes bleed. I just pile it on too much. So I like this like slow trickle of writing. I seem to be able to keep my creativity up, my like creative well up. I don't deplete it too quickly. So that's my big goal for this year, is to just write every day. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I just want to spend an hour every day on my writing. Number 10, what steps do you plan to take to achieve your resolutions and goals this year? Number 1 is using my habit tracker. So I have it's literally an Excel spreadsheet that just has the little blocks. It's a Google sheet that I use. So I have my goal, and then I have the little blocks laid out, and I can just fill those in. That kind of just helps me keep aware of what I want to do about every day. And then I want to use my Forest app. So I'm using that to track my hour writing every day, even though sometimes like if you're doing something for 20 minutes, if somebody calls me, it thinks that I'm cheating and it'll kill my plant, which I hate. But so I'm using that to keep track of my hour of writing every day. By the way, that's my goal for now. And then I'm using my Erin Condren mini planner and Google Tasks. So I use those two. By the way, I have an affiliate link for Erin Condren, I think for $10 off. That's down below. I'm using the mini planner this year instead of the huge planner because I felt like that was just too big. I'm really liking the mini planner so far, and it's such good quality. It's got me excited and everything. And then Google Tasks I use all the time. That's pretty much like my daily task list is just in Google Tasks, because that's up on my Gmail. If I'm in calendar mode, I think I can have it on there. So it's really easy to access. I have it on my phone, easy to keep track of. I don't have to carry around a big planner for it. All right, number 11, name something new you'd like to try this year, even if it scares you. So while I'm on maternity leave, which is regular leave because this is America, it's not maternity leave, I'm going to be trying out full-time entrepreneurship during that time and seeing how that goes, because that is something I would like to transition into, and we'll see how it is. But that's obviously after things have settled down a little bit after having the baby, and I've gotten into a better routine with the baby, so we'll see. But that's something that's scary that I want to try out, is trying to be a stay-at-home mom and write and go forth with my authorpreneur stuff. If you would like to support me in any way that you can, consider being a patron. My Patreon page is linked down below. That's been a huge help, and it will be a huge help because I'm hoping that my YouTube channel does not suffer. So if you're worried about me continuing to publish content on my YouTube channel, that is one way that you can definitely support me to help make that transition a little easier. All right, number 12, how can you make 2019 your best writing year ever? I think that's writing every day and being consistent about it, because last year I burned myself out like a couple times. The year before I'd burned myself out a couple times with writing, and it's a passion of mine. It's something that I like to do, so I don't want it to ever be a negative thing. So I think definitely to be my best writer self, I need to try writing every day and just being consistent with it and not stressing out about it as much, because it is something that I like to do. I don't want to make it work, even though it is something that I would like to earn a living from. I don't want to make it like, oh my gosh, I'm not making any money, I have to like write another book, and I don't want that financial pressure, if that makes sense. All right, that is all I have for today. I'm tagging all of you, so pick your favorite question or your favorite couple of questions, all the questions maybe. Okay, sorry, my camera died right at the end of the video. Yeah, comment down below your favorite question, your favorite group of questions, all the questions, and leave your answers down below. I love hearing what other writers have planned for the new year. Even though I didn't really want to do a video, I've been watching everybody's videos to just inspire me and help motivate me. So comment down below. I'm tagging all of you. All right, I'll see you next week when I'll be 35 weeks pregnant. What? That is just crazy. I'm hoping to batch some videos for you guys so I don't just go MIA for months. All right, until then, happy writing.